Hi, I'm Andrew, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make omelets. It's a simple recipe and easy to make, and it only requires a few steps. Always remember to wash your hands before you cook. And I'm ready to cook, and it's always a good idea to have your ingredients ready before you start cooking so that it's easier to move along. So now I'm going to start my recipe by cutting my ingredients that need to be chopped, and we'll get started. So when you're cutting the meat, you always want to make sure it's kind of thick so that you get those nice cubes. So I started out with this little piece that I'm going to cut into strips so it's easier to make the cubes. And as I'm doing that, you always want to make them nice and long, and that you have enough space for you to make them into cubes, but it's okay if you mess up because nobody's perfect. Now I'm done cutting my meat, and I'm going to start cutting the green onions. I changed knives, and it's always gonna have to be that you cut off the top because that's not good for you. And make sure when you're done cutting, you throw away all the things that you don't need. So right now I'm just gonna start cutting, and I'm just gonna finish this up. And you don't want to cut the green onion all the way because it's just not the best, because it will taste sour, and sour you mainly just want to cut 1/3 of it. So up until about somewhere around here. I recommend using room temperature eggs because they're easier to whisk, and they're just easier to use. And with cold eggs, it would be harder because they're colder and they would have their form more stable. But it's okay if they're a little bit cold, they don't have to be completely warm. Add a dash of salt and some pepper. I'm going to put in a little bit of milk, and the milk is mainly important just so that your eggs are fluffy. You really want to whisk them for about 30 to 40 seconds just to make sure that they're nice and fluffy, so that they should almost look like this. But you just want them to be nice and fluffy. Like when they're ready, it would slip through and not really be so chunky, but still fluffy. And also I'm using a fork instead of a whisk because it's a little bit easier for me to use a fork rather than a whisk. But for me, it just makes the process go a little bit faster. And you want to make sure that your eggs are nice and fluffy and thick, so that will make for a good base for your omelets. It's time to spray the pan with the nonstick spray. You want to make sure that you get all of the pan and not too close so that it will be nice and spread. When you're spraying, you want to make sure that you get the middle, because when you spray, you want to go in a circle, but then you might just want to spray a little bit in the middle just to make sure that you got everything. Good idea to have some butter, if not always, so that you can slide it along. And my pan is ready, and I'm ready to pour my eggs in. This is, as I mentioned, only 2 eggs. Make sure that the eggs are nice and spread out. And now that the yolk is in, we just wait a little bit. Make sure that when the edges start to bubble, you move it, and you want to move your pan so that it doesn't make a gap, because gaps are not good for omelets. And you don't want the spatula to melt. Mine's rubber, so don't keep it on there too long. You want to make sure that you don't really have any runny eggs, like yolk, left in your omelet. And you want to make sure that everything is cooked. Now that I'm ready to add my ingredients, I'll just add them. And start to put them on. I'm starting with the bell peppers. I just kind of spread out the bell peppers just so that they can be spread out. But now you want to stick the rest of the ingredients on one side so that when you fold it, it's easier and it won't fall apart with all the ingredients all over the place. And it's always a good idea to make sure that your omelet doesn't get overcooked, because you want your satisfied customers. I'm gonna do the cheese now. You really want to have shredded cheese or like sliced cheese, not really full pieces of cheeses, because it's not really the best idea. So I'm gonna turn it over. So now that my omelet has all of its ingredients on, it's time to fold it. You want to be very gentle with it. Like, fold it, and like that. Then you'll want to make sure that it's ready. That's not ready. It's necessary at the time to flip it. It's okay to do that, and you want to make sure that it's fully cooked though. I'm done cooking my omelet, and it is time to transfer the omelet to the plate. This is the final product of the omelet, and as you can see, fairly easy to make. Watching, and I hope you enjoy this recipe, and it brings lots of happiness to your family, and hope you like it.